before the sun goes down here. Um, I hope everybody is doing well. This beautiful. Well, I don't know what type of signal I'm going to be having, but let's try this again because I was like in rotation. So today's conversation is going to be that of the bond of a Mason. The bond of a Mason. I just recently did two videos. One was on Black Masonry. What is a Black Mason? And then I did one on what is a mainstream Freemason. And so I'm going to share this with you real quick before we really get into this conversation. We have to stop being so hard on one another regarding our Grand Lodge and the numbers. Okay? I'm talking to all of my brothers of the craft, especially those of the African Grand Lodges. I'm talking specifically to you. You are very hard on each other when it comes to your numbers. But nobody wants to put their numbers up against the Grand Lodge of State. You will put your numbers up against other jurisdictions such as a Ancient Free and Accepted and a Prince Hall, PHA or PHO or International or Modern Free. You will compare your numbers to them. But you wouldn't dare compare your numbers to the Grand Lodge of State. And I don't quite get it. I don't quite understand how you would do that. I mean, help me somebody. Because that's the weirdest thing. I mean, in this thing we call Freemason or Freemasonry, we're all Masons, but you want to put your numbers up. You want to talk about somebody else's jurisdiction and how many members they have, and they got more women and they got men and all of that. But you won't put your numbers up against the Grand Lodge. Why is that? I don't know. Why is that? So we're going to talk about the bond of a Master Mason, the bond of a Mason. When you talk about comparison and what it really looks like. You see, because when you take that oath and that obligation, it's not about the numbers. The key essence in the whole thing, and it says, as many and brothers and fellows have done before me. That is the whole key essence of when you take that obligation. Please hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, please. I will appreciate it. But what we tend to do is that we tend to run numbers. We tend to run ops on someone else instead of looking at Masonry in its totality as a society of brotherhood, a true essence of brotherhood. A lot of us have been hurt by other jurisdictions, other brothers and other Grand Lodges, and how they have treated you. So you would leave your Grand Lodge, the one you're in, you would go over here and join this one because of this or because of that. And you find yourself right back in the same pickle, right back in the same situation. You know, not knowing that you should have stayed where you was at and made the needed changes. And even when you've made that switch, let's say for instance you have a brother who's international and he joins PHA. My brother, you're still a Mason. You were still a Mason. You cannot be raised twice. You're still a Mason. So you going and joining PHA makes you what? A Mason. It doesn't do anything other. You go and join a Ancient Free and Accepted Mason Grand Lodge. It doesn't do anything for you. It makes you what? A Mason. Your obligation remains the same except for this time and except for any other time. Your obligation is to Masonry. But the tie that you make is to the Grand Lodge for which you are now a member of. That's the only difference. What you're saying is that you're going to uphold the bylaws and rules and regulations of the jurisdiction that you're a part of, with the addition of the mere fact that you're still a Mason. It doesn't change anything. You can't be raised twice. You can't be. The knowledge that you have required, or the knowledge that you have acquired when you left your former jurisdiction, is the same knowledge that you're going to apply when you go to your new jurisdiction, your new Grand Lodge. You're going to have to make some, you may have to add to it or take away from it, but the knowledge that you've required remains the same. It remains the same. It doesn't change. I was with a brother today, just a few minutes ago, who's a member of the California Lodge. And as we was discussing Freemasonry, it's a funny thing. The knowledge remains the same. Knowledge, the unique thing about knowledge, it regards no man for his race or his culture. Knowledge is knowledge no matter where it's at. Okay? Knowledge is knowledge no matter where it's at. But when you're speaking about Freemasonry in the society for which we are all part of, we take this obligation, this oath, in regards to the brotherhood of Freemasonry. And it applies to all Masons when you have found him or them as worthy and well qualified as you are, that you find deemed that you. But what we do with this newfound energetic Grand Lodge that you are now part of, you want to, I don't know, it's a funny thing. But what I'm learning is that no matter where you go, how you see it, the bond of a Mason remains within his oath that he takes. Listen to me, I didn't say it's obligation, I say it's oath. The bond of a Mason is in his oath, not his obligation. And you're probably saying, how can you separate the two? You're obligated to your Grand Lodge. Your oath is to the brotherhood. Hear me clearly. You're obligated to your Grand Lodge. Your oath is to the brotherhood. Because when you go through the different degrees, you have the EA, the Fellowcraft, the Master Mason. You go from one extreme to the next. Hear me clearly. You go from one extreme to the next. The oath that you take into apprentice is not the same that you would take as a Fellowcraft. The one you take as a Fellowcraft is not the same that you would take as a Master Mason. You go from one extreme to the next. And what makes it so extreme is when you claim that you would do these certain things and these penalties that would be applied to you. These are extreme measures, okay? These are extreme measures. But what has happened is that we've become so lackadaisia within the confines of Freemasonry until we don't even understand the confines that we said. We've totally missed the penalties of the obligation. We've totally missed the oath that we've taken and applied it to those from whom we have found and deemed worthy. We've totally missed it. Because we're so caught up in the nuances and the small talk of Freemasonry. And you're missing an opportunity to understand the true concept of brotherly love, relief, and truth. And what does that look like? What does it look like? What does it bring forth? You know, and I say that because, once again, what we have done with this great society of Freemasonry, we have tied it up. We have put it in a bind, a pickle. We have totally misconstrued and misused this organization. A lot of us have. Let's just be honest with yourselves. You know, this is what we've done to a great society such as the fraternity, the honor society of Freemasonry. Okay? Not fraternity, but the society of Freemasonry. Let me correct that. Masonry is not a fraternity. You do not pledge masonry. Okay? That's not your line, brother. We call them cable toes, but that's not your line brother. That is your brother, period. Okay? That's all he is to you. That's more than enough. And when you're able to understand that and break that down in such a way to where you'll be able to enjoy the essence of what it really means to be a brother Mason, it's a beautiful thing. Not a friend, but a brother Mason. Go look up the word brother. Go look it up. Look up the word brother. Then and there you will find the essence of what Masonry is and should be to you. And if you haven't gotten there yet, give it a little time. If you never get there, you never understood Masonry. If you never get there, you never understood Masonry. I can honestly say that. Because what we have done to this great society of Masonry, we've turned it into some frat club. We've turned it into some other than what it should be to us who holds the oath dear to us. There are some brothers, and I would clearly say that really holds the oath that they take to their hearts. They sincerely mean what they say. They are true to the oath. They are true to the obligation. Okay? They're true to the obligation in the sense that it deals with their Grand Lodge. They're true to the oath because it deals with the Society of Freemasonry. But for some reason or another, we have missed that. We have gone past that. And when you have done that to yourself, you've done yourself a disservice to this great society. And yes, I do say great, because I've met a lot of great men. You know, I didn't say they didn't have any faults. I said they were great men because they showed what the organization should be about. They've showed what the organization represents. So those great men of this society have really stood out in such a way to say, this is what I'm all about. And this is what we really, really have to consider when you are ready to take that step into Freemasonry. You have to consider that your oath is beyond your Grand Lodge. Come on, folks. Your oath that you take goes beyond your Grand Lodge. It really, really does. Let's see if I can get some light in here. The sun is getting ready to peep down as I head out over to my brother's house, one of my Masonic brother's house, and kick it with him for a little while. But in saying that, we have to really understand that bond that we take, that obligation, that oath that is laid down before you, that you swear to, that you vow to. Do you understand what you are saying when you are presented in this lodge or the lodge for which you are a part of? Do you get it? Can you apply that to your life in such a way to where you can enjoy the fellowship and essence of Freemasonry? Can you do that? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Because at times that's where I find myself at. I don't agree with a lot of brothers, but I don't have to do it and show it in public. Okay? And I don't expect for all of us to get along. But what I do expect from brothers who claim to be Masons is to show some dignity and respect to the next brother that they're talking to. One whom their Grand Lodge may deem irregular or clandestine, however they have that posted in their constitution. And when you're able to do that, you never know what type of bond or fellowship that you're making with the next Mason. You don't get it. That's something powerful that you should consider and having an understanding about. It's more to it than that. It's a lot more to it than that. And this is my hope, to where we will be able to bring forth and gravitate to the oath that we take. You know? Now you could say, I don't like that, bro. You don't have to give him the privilege. You catch that on the way home. Okay? You can say, I don't like that sister. You can say that about a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star. I don't like her. So you don't have to give her the rights and privilege. You don't have to. But the oath bind us under no less penalty. This is what the oath does. The obligation takes us to our Grand Lodge. The oath binds us together in the society of Freemasonry. That's what that oath is all about. And we have to be able to take that oath, place it within the breast, and realize that it's there for all men who have walked this way. Is there for all men whom you deem worthy and well qualified, not based upon your small-mindedness, but really you're going to base this upon the character of the person you're dealing with, who's reaching out to you. That's what you're going to base it on. That's how you're going to do that. Anything less than that would be uncivilized. Anything less than that is going to be uncivilized. The sun is definitely going down right now. It's headed. It's definitely definitely dipping into the ocean right now on the west on the west coast. It's getting a little dark. So look, I appreciate you tuning in and listening, but please take your oath a little bit more seriously than you do. Please take your obligation a little bit more seriously than you do. Greetings, Brother Larry Diamond. How are you? And granted, for those, please hit the like button and send your lodge or your chapter. If you're in here today, please send your lodge or your chapter a big shout out. Please do that, okay? Man, the more I look, the darker it gets. I got a little light in here, a little something. Let me see. Yeah, I had to turn the top on up in this joint because it's getting dark, you know. But as we continue for a little while longer, and then this topic that we're talking about regarding the brotherhood, that bond that the Mason have, you know, I don't know about you, but I take it seriously. I take my oath seriously. And I would imagine that if we took this oath as we say we would take it, man, will we have the with those who are Mason, would you really want to be a Mason? Greetings, Noble. How you doing? Would you really, if you took this oath that we take, if you took it to heart and placed it out there, would you really want to be a Mason? That's the question you have to ask yourself. You know, because this oath, it go back and read it. For those of you, when you have the opportunity in your Masonic ritual, go back and read your oath. Read it and see what it says. Because your obligation is to your Grand Lodge, your oath is to the brotherhood. That's a fact. I took my oath seriously and with continue to do so. Have to understand it. Absolutely. Greeting, Brother Charles. How are you? Sorry for this light here. I'm headed in, and the sun is headed down, you know. But I definitely, this was something that was on my mind, and it's been there most of the day. And I just had to put it out there because I find, and I've been watching a lot of brothers who say they're Masons, but they have no idea of the bond that they've taken because they're too busy. I don't know. I don't know. They're just busy. They're not really doing anything with the bond. They're just busy. And I find that they miss out on it. I find that they miss out on the essence of Freemasonry. Now, I can be wrong in some cases, but I doubt it. I doubt that I'm wrong in this case. I just feel that they have truly missed out on a relationship that they could have. In regards to Freemasonry and what it really is and what it really means. That's what I've gotten out of it. That's what I've gotten out of it. That's what I've viewed. And that's on them. That's truly, truly on them. You know, I would hope that in our journey that we will be able to enjoy the true fellowship, the true essence of what Masonry is. That's what I'm hoping. That would be a great thing if we were able to do exactly that. To enjoy that true essence, that true say-so of what the brotherhood is all about. And once we're able to do that, man, it would be a wonderful and beautiful thing, you know, between the brothers. That's what I'm talking about. Forget all that other stuff. Forget all the other talk that you hear about, you know. Great to hear, brothers. All right, I appreciate everybody coming on. I am alive and well, enjoying the sun as well as the rain. Vincent, where you at, brother? You know? And that's another thing. Brother Charles said he living it. And I can say, Brother Charles, from our conversation that we have, yeah, you're taking it to a whole nother level. You are doing that. Because I know, I can say that's what you're doing. I want to take this up. I may have to place this somewhere, man, where I can see. Jesus, I can't even see. I got too much light. I'm trying to move this around. Get some light or something up in here. Before I go, look. I have this light that I got. Well, this light that I have is something else, gentlemen. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. But look, as always, I've enjoyed the conversation. I wish I could have come on a little earlier and had this conversation regarding the Masonic bond. I think I'm going to do a part 2 to this because it's something that we really need to consider when you're thinking about the Brotherhood of Freemasonry. It's a bond. It's a bond. It's not about your race. It's not about any of that crazy, silly stuff that we find ourselves talking about. This is truly a bond between men. I didn't say women, I said men. Okay? Hear me clearly. The bond of Freemasonry is the bond between men. I'm not saying that women can't be Masons, that there are none. Of course there are female Masons. Let's just clear the air on that. But I'm talking about men. Okay? Our bond is different. Okay? That's what it is. Our bond is different. And that's where that's at. That's where that's at. Greetings, everybody. I hope that you're doing well. Greetings from the Scottish Lodge, number 884. Greetings. Welcome aboard. I appreciate you. Continue to listen to this brother and be enlightened. Now, I appreciate that, Willie. Brother Williams, Woodson. I appreciate that. OG Classic Jones. I'm new to Masonry, so I came here to learn. I'm digging what you're saying. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard. And congratulations on being a Mason. Learn the measurements of yourself. That's right. I appreciate your comments. Thank you very much. What's up, Charles? Brother Gilmore, I hope that things are pretty well where you're at. You sound like you was where the rain is at. Brother Taylor, how you doing? Greetings, everybody. Myers, what's up? Mathis, what's going on? Brother Williams, greetings everyone who's popping in, who's here with me this evening. We're talking about the bond of a Mason. That is today's conversation. I'm sorry that I got this. my lighting is terrible. My lighting is terrible. I don't know quite what to do with it or how to place this phone. The sun is, as you can see, is creeping down on me. So I'm trying to get it in while I can as I drive. I'm gonna have to going to visit another brother here pretty soon. But I've been out this evening. I've been enjoying the weather here in California. But definitely, if you're in Florida, look, please be safe. I know that the storm is probably passing over, have passed by, but please still be safe if you're in that area, okay? Just be safe. Please. Let me see, what have I done? Okay. Wow. Bring that back. Let's see. There you go. That's what I need. Peace and blessings. We are here keeping in touching. All right. From Dallas. All right. Greetings from Dallas. Okay. Greetings for Dallas. So look, there's so much more we can go in depth with in this conversation, but my lighting is bad and it's not allowing me to do what I want to do. So I'm going to log off, but I'm going to come back probably tomorrow and continue this conversation in regards to the bond of a Mason. I might keep this one, I may not, but this conversation needs to be had. It really needs to be had because we, the silly thing that we do as Masons is that we want to compare our numbers in membership to everybody else. We want to compare ourselves. Stop comparing yourself. You should not be in competition with no other jurisdiction. You shouldn't be in competition with nobody but yourself. That's the only person should be driving you is you. No one else should drive you to work as hard, to be as good, to do righteousness but you. And if anybody is driving if anyone is driving that effort in you more so than yourself, then I don't know what to say. And I told my brother the other day, I'm not in competition with you. The only person I'm in competition with is me. That's to be better and do better. That's it. Me. So with that being said, everyone, and this lighting, boy, y'all can tell it's getting darker and darker. Hey, I love each of you. Take care of yourself. Peace and be well. Until next time, keep your light on, stay out the bushes, and remember this, I am not your study guide, but I am here to help you study. Peace and be well.